Hello there again and welcome. Ryan Nordahl here with Epic Whitetail Habitat LLC. We're out here today on our proving grounds doing some more hinge cutting, creating a travel corridor along our east property line. We set a new set over here, new tree stand set. It's probably 30 yards from where I'm standing right here right now. Again, we're doing some hinge cutting to create a travel corridor. What this travel corridor will do is manipulate the deer coming out of a hinge cut bedding area over here to our west. They come off the hill. The bucks really love to lay up on this point up here above this hinge cut bedding area here just to my west, then out to the neighbor's ag field. We're layering how the deer lay in this particular area. We got the does and fawns close to food, and we got the bucks beyond them, overlooking everything. And what this will help do is it'll help to screen our movement, our access into this particular tree stand. I'm going to demonstrate proper technique to hinge cutting a tree. This will be an American elm tree, hinge cut great. We've cut some silver maple in here too. We've cut them about halfway. We've taken our plastic wedges, and I say plastic, I recommend plastic because once in a while you'll get a tree that'll pinch because we're fighting tree lean on some of these smaller ones. Now, I don't recommend that you go out and you fight tree lean when you're hinge cutting. Have a professional such as myself who knows what they're doing with wedges and things like that, or a professional logger. I've done this. I have 10 years of experience doing these hinge cuts. So I know what I'm doing. Yes, it's a dangerous thing, and that's why I don't recommend that you just go out and start hinge cutting trees. And I always recommend, even though I'm not doing it myself in these videos today, ear protection, a helmet, and a face guard for chainsawing any trees. But I'm going to start up here, and I'm going to show you how to hinge cut this tree. We don't want to go too deep. We want to be able to get it to hinge over nice and easy. This American elm tree will hinge really nice. Now remember, we're not going to save every single tree, but we're doing our best to save at least 60 to 70% of the trees that we hinge cut. And yes, they will survive for a number of years. Now I've cut just a little bit more than halfway, not quite 2/3 of the way through this tree. It should hinge over very nicely. Might have to use a wedge to get in there to hinge it over, help to hinge it over. Now I'm going with this wedge from the side of the cut, not perpendicular to the cut, because I don't want a dead end. I want this wider end of my wedge to start to open that tree up, open that hinge up. So I'm going to get on it from the side. We've got it to start to fall here. I'm going to grab my habitat hook here behind the camera. Again, the habitat hook. And I'm going to give it, might take a little bit. caught up in. Now, I don't recommend you do this, but we're going to have to pull this tree over a little bit. And that's the advantage of the habitat hook. Get here so you can see what I'm doing. Pulling down out of the way of the tree. And fell nice and gently. Fell real nice and gently. We've got a really good connection here. Left a lot of meat. The cambium layer of the tree. This tree is going to survive a number of years. It's going to sprout from right here at the hinge, providing plenty of browse for the deer, which is exactly what we want. It's creating screen. It's manipulating these deer. Because there is a heavy trail that comes right off here off the north point. Comes right along this east edge. I want this trail to meander down through. I don't want a straight shot. If I'm up in here during the rut, rattling my horns, I want to pique that buck's curiosity. If he can see from the top all the way down through here, as he's looking down, there's nothing here. He has no incentive of coming. If I can meander this travel corridor to where he can't see, creating that visual barrier, his curiosity is going to get the better of him. I'm going to set up a mock scrape down here as well today. Hanging a grapevine. There's a lot of vine in this woods, and they make great mock scrapes for licking branches. So I'm going to hang one about 20 to 25 yards from my setup. I'll get some pictures here at the end of the video to show you how it all comes together. Thanks for joining me here today. Again, Ryan Nordahl, Epic Whitetail Habitat, LLC.